Hello, TBC people, and I know I've been on hiatus for a very long time. I say the same thing every time I go on hiatus, but I'm back today to make a long-awaited video of ranking each of the Ninjago seasons in a tier list. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so this video is really unscripted. Usually I have like some sort of guide to follow, but this one's completely unscripted. And so I'm just gonna go in order of the season, so it's not in order right now. I'm using this random tier list I found online. So thank you to whoever made this. I should probably scroll down for, yep, there we go. Thank you so much for making this. And so I'm really just ranking this based on my own judgment. It's gonna be based on just the show, so no sets included. But yeah, it's gonna be, just overall how I enjoyed it. Very biased, very personal. So if you guys have thoughts, please leave them down below. But without further ado, as I said just now, we're gonna start with the pilots. Now, sorry man, let me just close this door. The pilots are actually, in my opinion, some of the best episodes of the Ninjago. Like, I know a lot of people are like, it's progressed a lot since the pilots, and it obviously has. But I still think the pilots is one of the best few episodes that we got in Ninjago. Obviously just 2 episodes, but I think it captures a fun element, captures a good character element, good character development, and also just a good villain as well, which I think was very interesting. And so with that said, pilot in my opinion actually gets an A tier. This is obviously going to be a very quick video. I'm kind of rushing right now. But if you guys want to learn more about the pilots, please just tell me down below. I'm happy to do like a full in-depth review analysis of it. But yeah, next season is of course Rise of the Snake / Rise of the Green Ninja or Rise of the Serpentine. There's like 50 names for this season. It feels really, really long to watch in my opinion. But when I look back on it, it's really not. It feels like it was like maybe 2 times longer than the rest of the seasons. But really, it's got like just a few more episodes, maybe like 2 or 3. I'm not really that sure, but I'll probably pop it up right now. But like, yeah, in my opinion, the character building is all right here. Like, I feel like this is really capturing the fun element of Ninjago. Like all franchises, in my opinion, have to capture like a fun element. This one, in my opinion, is that season. So, with that said, I really think that Rise of the Snakes goes in. I'm thinking between these 2. Yeah, I'll put it in C for now, but I might change it depending on what else we get. But next one in order would be the final battle. Alright, this one is really a mixed bag for me. I really like actually the first half of the final battle. I think that the first half is really, really good. I really like how fun it is. Again, it captures that same element, but it also builds up towards the actual plot by further building Garmadon's character. By further developing Garmadon's character as an evil warlord, and I think it's really good that they've done it. In terms of like the actual final battle and all, it's all right. I mean, it's kind of like really predictable in my opinion. All the ninjas turn bad except for Lloyd. I think that some of the scenes in here are really, really nicely shot, really beautiful scenes. And so with that said, in my opinion, it's A tier as well. Should I order this? Like, yeah, I'm gonna put it in front of the pilots, as I think it really is a good season. Rebooted is honestly a really just a mixed bag. Some people love it, some people hate it. Personally, I think that it's a good season if it had just a bit more control, I guess. Like, I feel like they were really trying to push this to newer kids, just so that just by using like such a technological element to it. I feel like a lot of other cartoons at the time had done this, Ben 10 type thing. It's really not the same, but like you guys get what I'm saying. The same vibe, same sort of vibrancy, I guess. And so, Rebooted, in my opinion, as much as I would like to love it, I really think that it's not that great, which is really unfortunate because it had a lot of potential from my perspective. And so, I'm putting Rebooted in D. A bit low, but like, I really didn't like Rebooted that much. Again, I'm kind of rushing through these and I'm trying to remember like everything I know about these seasons, and so I've probably forgotten a bunch of stuff that I liked about Rebooted. Oh, the one part I really liked is of course Zane's sacrifice. I think everybody likes that part. It's one of the best scenes in the entire show in my opinion. Probably my second favorite to like Lord Garmadon's sacrifice. But still a D tier. The rest of the season just really doesn't hold up that well in my opinion. And I feel like this is really a pointless season to me. Like, right after when we go to, Tournament of Elements, right? You kind of completely forget about this technological Ninjago city. Which is really sad, because I think they really tried to set it up, but they just never used it again. So yeah, rebooted in D tier. So this is the list so far, only 4 seasons so far. And now, season 5, or season 4, sorry. Yeah, season 4, because pilot's not a season. But season 4, a lot of people do like it, but this is the issue with bias at all. I'm trying to keep the fans happy, but this is my opinion again. I did really like season 4 originally. I think it's a great season for world building. I think that character development is also really good in this season. I didn't really like what they did with Kai in some parts of it. I think it was a bit not in character for him. I think they went out of character just a bit sometimes. But yeah, every series does this at some point. The world building really is that good. So S tier, I think. And Galdon's sacrifice is really good as well. I think it adds a lot to the history of Ninjago, in my opinion, which is really important and definitely something that they build on in future seasons. So yeah, S tier for Tournament of Elements. I used to think it was the best season. I kind of have different opinions now, but we'll see. We'll see how this changes after. Next up, Possession is honestly just straight up S tier, guys. I love this season so much. I think that Moro's character is perfect in every way, honestly, and I really do like what they did with it. I think that it's really interesting to see how the ninjas can survive without Lloyd, since we did see that originally in the pilots. That's something we haven't seen since the pilots and early Rise of the Serpentine. And so I really did like to see that team dynamic again. Too bad it only lasted for this season and not like the entire season anyway. The moment Lloyd came back, it was kind of all Lloyd, I think. But yeah, I do really like Possession. Really good season in my opinion. And again, world building is pretty good as well. Adds a bit to the master, first ninjutsu master. And fine. I'll put it above Tournament of Elements. Honestly, I really like Possession. Ninjago's got some great storytelling, and I think this is where it shows. Skybound, in my opinion, like at first I really didn't like this season. I was really against Skybound. I remember the first clip I saw of Skybound was like this sneak peek of Jay trying to get the thing out of the vending machine. I was very curious as to what it would be like. I really have the thoughts of this season have really grown on me, and I think that such a powerful villain is really interesting to see how the ninja can attack him and tackle Narukhan. And so that said, S tier. And I think it's a better season than Possession. Guys, I'm sorry. I'm really indecisive today. I'm putting it below Possession. In my opinion, it's a better written season than Possession, but I prefer Possession. So, yeah. Next up, Day of the Departed. Now, this is an extremely controversial film. A lot of people hate it, and not many people like it. But I'm one of those people that actually really enjoy it, and I think it's one of the best in terms of like character building and character motives, in my opinion. Yang just wants to become human again. That's what he's always wanted, He didn't get what he wanted, unfortunately. But I really do like this season. But just for the sake of everyone else, I think that I do agree with many of you guys' points. It feels a bit cheap sometimes. It doesn't quite do everything justice, in my opinion. It's trying to bring all these villains back and all, similar to what Crystallized does later, but it doesn't do it justice. So unfortunately, Day of the Departed is C tier. Yeah, I should definitely do like full reviews on all of these seasons, in my opinion. They're so deep, and they really go a long way back for me. So next season is actually, what was it again? Where is it? Hands of Time, that's the one. Hands of Time, in my opinion, I'm sorry guys, I really have to put it like, I think it's honestly like one of the worst seasons of Prime Ninjago. Like I really do enjoy Prime Ninjago, but even this I think was just a really poor season. The production quality, first of all, is very low. Low quality. You guys can see that it looks really unpolished, in my opinion. It looks like, I don't even know. It looks like a commercial for Ninjago instead of being the actual show. The Ninjago show usually has much higher quality, but this one just doesn't look like it. And honestly, I know a lot of people don't like the storyline. I think that the storyline is actually not that bad. I don't think it's the worst part. The production really drags it down a lot, in my opinion. But yeah, I don't think that it does everything really that well. I do like how they bring back Kai and Nia's parents, but just not in the best way, in my opinion. And yeah, I think that it kind of forgets a lot about a lot of past development from my perspective. So yeah, D. Sorry, I'm having trouble speaking already. But Hands of Time. Oh, sorry, no, not Hands of Time. Sorry, that's what we just did. Sons of Garmadon is one I really want to love, but I personally can't put it anywhere above A tier in my opinion. I mean, that Hands of Time is no Sons of Garmadon. Oh my gosh, what am I saying? Sorry, Sons of Garmadon is a really well written season in my opinion. I do like how they bring bring Lloyd a love interest, but in my opinion, it's a bit predictable in a lot of areas. So yeah, A tier. I'm not gonna talk too much about it, and I really don't like how they told the ninja's power. Like, just a general thing in my opinion is that if you guys want to bring in powerful villains, like Narakan, in my opinion, is the most powerful villain of Ninjago ever, right? Or like the Time Twins, maybe. Even them, they are super powerful. Both of them are extremely powerful villains, right? And the ninja are able to somewhat take them down. But they just tone it down a lot with the Oni Mask and the villains in this season, in my opinion, anyways. And I feel like just bringing back Garmadon to get rid of all that development we went through, his sacrifice, his whole character was built on development, in my opinion, changing for the better, even though he's an evil person, just because he was unfortunate. And they just ruined it all, in my opinion. But still, really, really solid storytelling from my perspective, besides the Garmadon part. I really don't like it. I'm sorry, guys. It's just not my type of season. I think it just forgets about too much of the development that happened. Now, Hunted is a different story actually. Since we already get this Garmadon, I thought of this new Garmadon as like a completely different character to what he was in the previous seasons. I was already kind of used to him by the end of Sons of Garmadon, even though I didn't like it. But yeah, I think that he definitely works in Hunted a lot better, just because we can see a lot more of his motives, in my opinion. Like previously, he was just basically working for Harumi. Now here, it's Harumi working for him instead. And I really like to see the team dynamic of 4 again with Master Wu, just like the original series. And instead, the roles have swapped this time around. Really shows their development. So yeah, good job, Hunted. She's not. I'm actually putting it above Tournament of Elements. Sorry. But next up is March of the Oni. Now, this is honestly just F tier in my opinion. This is a piece of garbage. I have to be honest. I really don't like this 4 episodes whatsoever. And for the 100th episode of Ninjago, or the build up to it, wait, was it 100th? Yeah, I think it was 100th. I really expected something better. I was really hoping for more from the developers. But this is what I think is really the last season of Prime Ninjago from my perspective. In fact, I'd even call this like just Ninjago 2 just because like Sons of Garmadon, the change between Hands of Time and Sons of Garmadon is so significant that I think that they should be considered like 2 different shows at that point. Kind of like what they do with season 11 onwards, as well as Ninjago Dragons Rising. In my opinion, it should be a different show, but it's not. So yeah, end of Prime Ninjago. Really don't like this season. March of the Oni, man, it's really disappointing. But next up, we have. It's this one, right? Yeah, it's this one. Season 11, the 2-parter season. Now, wait, did they give? Yeah, they give 3 icons for this one for some reason. So I'm gonna do overall. It's straight up just a D tier. I really don't like this period of Ninjago, in my opinion. Actually, yeah, just below that. I really don't like this period of Ninjago from my perspective. I think it's some of the worst episodes to come out of Ninjago. Like the ninja have gone lazy. I like that. I wish they would have built more on it, And like, instead of just showing them lazy at the start of it, maybe show their slow progression into becoming lazier as the villain slowly rises more. I think that would have been a much better way to tackle this ninja laziness situation. And the ninjas just feel very irrational in their actions, in my opinion. Like, they don't think straight when going into the tombs and stuff. So yeah, I really don't like this season. In terms of the ice season, it's obviously a bit better, but we'll get to that very, very soon. So since the fire Astheria season is the first one, I think we should rank this one first. It's straight up F in my opinion. The villain's alright. I think the downfall really isn't with Astheria. It's really with the behavior of the ninjas and the actions of the ninjas. I think this is the worst writing we've seen in Ninjago from my perspective. And yeah, this is the first year without the Hageman brothers. You guys can say that I'm biased towards the Hageman era, but I really don't think this was the way to tackle this season, in my opinion. So yeah, next one is the ice season. Is a bit better in my opinion. There's no B seasons yet. I don't think it's that good to be in B, but like I'll put it in C above Day of the Departed. I really do like the character of Akira. I do like her motives to get revenge on the Ice Emperor. And then Lloyd slowly trying to fight back. I think that the characters in this one are much more interesting than before, and I do definitely think they help with the development of characters such as Nia and Kai as well. They really build up their confidence, which is something I really like to see in my shows. Prime Empire is one of my least favorite seasons again, but I do definitely like it more than much of the Oni. In my opinion, it just feels very irrational. Again, this style of story writing for the ninjas feels very irrational in my opinion. They feel very childish in their actions, and especially Jay just randomly going inside Unagami, the Prime Empire game. In my opinion, it's just a really bad character decision, and I didn't really feel much impact by the end of the season. I couldn't care that much about Unagabi, honestly. The only part I really cared was when he transformed into a kid. That was the only part I really felt any emotion for Unagabi. It's just not well written in my opinion. Really sad, because I did want to love it. And it really does show that good writers can even have bad seasons. Because the next season, Master of the Mountain, is a really good season in my opinion. It feels grounded. It's like grounded back into the roots of Ninjago. Let me put it here. I feel like it's a really, really grounded season. I really, really love it. I think the character of Cole is developed really well here. His love for his mother and his just wish to live up to his mother's legacy is great in my opinion. I think they did a really good job. So yeah, good job to the writers. Next up, the island. I think, is it? Yeah, it's the island. Straight up FT. Guys, I don't want to hate this era of Ninjago. It's just that they really don't give me anything to love. So yeah, it's just a setup for the Seabound season, and it doesn't do anything well. There's zero character development. Characters feel super immature. There's nothing good to really like. Yeah, really sad. But Seabound, I actually felt a lot more emotion than any other season that I'd seen previously, except Master of the Mountain, of course. I think that the emotional weight and Nia's responsibility really plays a big role here, and I definitely really enjoyed it. I think that the villains are a bit, generic, nothing that special about them, just very basic motives, and so yeah, I can't put this anywhere above B in my opinion. First B though, good job. And it's not to say it's a bad season, it's really a good season in my opinion, well written for the ninja side of characters, but on the upside, not that good. But yeah, I really do like the underwater storytelling that they had going for this. Next up, Crystallized. I would love to love it, but I can't love it. Probably, yeah, they're C tier. I think that is really underdeveloped, honestly. The characters and Harumi especially is super underdeveloped, and I was really disappointed with that. That's all I'm gonna say, because I really want to move on. I've talked a lot today, and so for the last season, Ninjago Dragons Rising, a video is coming explaining my thoughts on this new show of Ninjago. I really love it. I think it really brings us back to the roots of Ninjago for the most part. It feels a lot like classic Ninjago for me. So with that said, it's going there, right there, S tier, and that's the last S tier to finish it off. So obviously there's a lot of highs, more lows, but that's the same with every show in my opinion. Every season will have goods. There will be good seasons, and there will be bad seasons as well. And I think in Ninjago, it's really sad that the bad seasons are the ones that I think really tried to break out of the barriers, but they just can't do it well. So yeah, that's my tier list. Take a picture if you want. Don't if you don't want to. That's all I have for today, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.